expressed interest in getting some coaching. And you've also, I really appreciate your contributions as well tonight. So I want to invite you to play.
Oh, great. Well, a little surprised that you said that, but I was waiting for tomorrow. But so I've got a couple main buckets. I actually am interested in this study plan. I know you mentioned to some people that they should do like 1 to 2 practice exams a week between now and October. I'm not taking the August exam. I'm taking it in October. So I'm kind of noticing a pattern in your advice, and I wanted to share a bit about my scoring as well as what my goals are, and then give you a sense of what my experience has been. But so right now I'm in the mid 160s. My highest non-retake practice exam was a 166. Obviously there's no guarantees there, but that's around where I am. And I'm getting good enough with logical reasoning that I can get to between -3 and -2. And then with reading comp around -4, logic games around -5. So these are just rough estimates, but in that range. But I'm also, and so I'm, I know what, I have the materials. I'm in a prep class right now that's been really useful, but I do feel myself hitting, not a wall, but like, I kind of feel like a car engine that's been running for a while. Like literally my head feels warm, like almost like I've been like really using my brain power. And I'm trying to be mindful of rest. I'm trying to be mindful of burnout. And I don't feel like I'm completely burnt out, but I'm like, how am I going to sustain this to October? Similar to what Elton said, there is the job situation. I am looking to get a job soon, and maybe I'll have one by October, hopefully. So I just want to know, like, the 1 to 2 exam a week with review, like I can do it, but I'm like, I hope that my score doesn't start going down as some people experience. So that's kind of where I am.
My biggest concern that jumped out to me, and you mentioned this in passing, but I thought it was important enough to call out, is burnout. Mm. You mentioned the car engine, feeling kind of warm, like you've been doing a lot already. Yeah. And your scores are pretty good. Obviously, we're looking for 180. There's always room to improve.
Right.
And you've noted some weak areas potentially. Mm. So my question would be, where in your foundation do you feel you might be lacking, if anywhere?
And by foundation, what do you mean?
Basic approach, the fundamentals.
Yeah, fundamentals. Honestly, so I think that I'm pretty good. Well, I think my weakest question, right, type for logical reasoning is the parallel structure. Especially when you see like each answer choice is its own paragraph. Oof, that's really killing me. And then also I've noticed I have a tendency to almost, even though I know I should refer to the stimulus or the question stem, I'll go with my gut when I'm down to 2. I've done this with logical reasoning. I've done this with reading comprehension. And it's like, when I'm reviewing, I'm like, why didn't you just look at the question stem? Why did you go based on your gut? And it's like, I guess I just trusted my intuition, but I was wrong. And it's like, I think those few times when I do that, sometimes that keeps me from getting easy points. So I think it's, those are 2 of the issues. But otherwise, I've definitely improved for sure. So.
Cool. I mean, you've noticed a few issues. So that's important to flag that, recognize that you want to work on parallels on the side, drill them. That's fine. I don't think it's going to be the make or break for you though. I mean, there's like a couple per exam maybe, but if you were at 175 and that was the hardest thing left that you hadn't yet touched, yeah, work on that. But you noted reading comp, games, -4, -5. Those are big enough that there's room to bring them down without so much trouble given what you've invested up to this point. Now, I want to clarify one thing from earlier. I talked about doing 1 or 2 exams a week. That is a default after you've got the fundamentals, after you've got that foundation built. Because as I was saying earlier to Kendall, it's not always about question type. It could just be you're getting hard questions wrong because they're hard. So it's about reviewing those in depth, looking at the method of reasoning. And if you notice that you're going with your gut and forgetting the question stem type, obviously that's a problem because you got to answer the question being asked, not just what you think might be asked.
Right.
So it's about, comes back to habits, and that comes back to noting the traps.
Yeah.
So what could you change about your review process?
Review process. So I really want to go back to earlier questions, earlier exams that I've done. I've only retaken, I want to say 1 or 2 practice exams that I've done, but I do want to go back and see how well I do on ones I've taken in the past, not just go to new material, but see like, okay, can I identify what I got wrong last time with obviously enough of a break in between. And I'm a little nervous I won't have time to, on top of the homework I have from my current prep class, because it is a considerable amount of homework, plus the actual class. So, and obviously, as I mentioned, I don't want to burn out. But I do think that I could be doing a better job of reviewing old material.
Do you think that review of older material would be more useful to you than homework assignments from a class?
That's a good question. I don't know.
It's worth thinking about.
Yeah. Okay.
It's worth thinking about. Now, you've been very generous in sharing advice for others and insights for others. So I want to invite others to share any reflections for you.
I have found when I do review, I try to review like pretty quickly after I take a test. Like usually I do them within the same day. I usually don't do my review the next day because I want to remember my thought process. Sometimes I don't remember like, oh, why did I pick C? Like I can't remember. And so I need to know like what my thought process was so that I don't do it again, if that makes sense. Like I need to make sure that I'm correcting it, but if I can't remember it, I can't correct it. And I'm just going to pick the same wrong answer again. So
yeah,
I would take them quick. I would do your review soon after you take it.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Brittany. Yeah. So big takeaway I would leave you with is just the importance of review and the idea of being deliberate about what you choose to work on. And as you said, Richard, I know we have a call scheduled for tomorrow where we'll go deeper, but I want to leave off here for now.
Sure. No, thank you all. Thank you so much.
No, thank you, Richard. Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them. And feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.